Good morning, everybody. You can sing along with me on this one if you know it or as you get it. Here we go. Oh, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Sing it. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. Do it. Yep. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Ooh, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Yeah, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love into the world one more time. I sing my love into the world.
Good morning. I am Carol Crosley, and I'm your platform assistant today, and I will also be one of the prayer chaplains. So good morning to everyone here in the sanctuary and in our Zoom room. Thank you for joining us today at Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies. For those of you on Facebook and social media, please check in at Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies and then silence your phones and listen for a higher calling rather than that ding-a-ling. That's really not on the script. Our guest musician today is Ken Jansen. Ken is a regular visitor with us at Unity. Welcome back, Ken. We would like to share our inclusivity statement with you. Unity in the Rockies is an inclusive community. We welcome all people, races, gender identities, and relational orientations. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Our mission, and please join me in affirming our mission statement. We are an inclusive spiritual community where we recognize and express our oneness with our Creator and all creation. For those of you who are with us for the first or second time, welcome, welcome. We are so glad you are here with us today and look forward to supporting you on your spiritual journey. Now for today's announcements. The flowers on the platform today were provided by Donna Grant to celebrate our beautiful winter. If you would like to bring flowers for Sunday services, then please sign up on the bulletin board or contact River Hansen. And thank you, Rose, for hosting your inspiring morning meditation before service. If you would like to host a Sunday meditation, then please sign up on the bulletin board or contact Marley Milner. Board of Trustees monthly meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, January 24th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Fellowship Hall and on Zoom. If you want to address the board, then send a written request to Luanna Turner, and comments are limited to 5 minutes. All right, Marley Milner will come up.
Good morning, everybody. It's that time of year when we are wanting to get our board together again. We're going to be having new members join our board. And I'm here to tell you what my gifts were from being a board member. It was the furthest thing from my mind. And then COVID came. Well, Ariana left, COVID came, and here we are without leadership or anything. So the calling was there. I was asked to join the board. I'd never been on a church board before. However, because of the people that were going to be on the board, I knew it was going to be okay because they're much smarter than I am. So what happened was I was transformed by being on the board. I got to meet people. I got to be intimate with the workings of the church. I got to start feeling like I was really contributing. And I would love all of you to just kind of go inward and think about how you might serve on the board. It's a team. You don't have to do it by yourself. It's a team with vision. And the board is what puts our vision out there and makes it real. We have the vision. They help make it happen. So I'm here to there's several of us on the committee, on the selection committee. We've got Susan Anderson. If you'll stand up, please, honey. We've got Beth Brickle. Beth, where are you, dear? Here's Beth. She's over in the doorway. Yay! And we have Dr. David and myself, who are on the board. So if you are wanting, or not on the board, we're on the selection committee. If you are wanting to have any questions or dialogue, please ask one of us. And then would all the board members stand up, please? All the ones that are present, so we can all see who you are. You absolutely can go to them as well. Luanna is our president of the board, of course. So there you have it. I hope that some of you really rediscover your relationship with Unity by considering the board.
Thank you, Marley. Daily Word. Do you have old copies? Please bring in your booklets and give them to our office administrator on Sundays or during office hours. We're collecting those books for our women's prayer group at the Denver Women's Correctional Facility. Prayer Chaplain Orientation Informational Session is scheduled today at 11:30 in the sanctuary and on Zoom. If you are interested in becoming a prayer chaplain, then please pick up the Prayer Chaplain brochure in the foyer and join us. If you are on Zoom, please put a note in the chat box and we will see that after the service. If you cannot attend today, then please join us via Zoom for another session on Wednesday, January 24th at 6:30 p.m. and see Linda Anthony for more of those details. Our Unity Grief Support, we offer 2 grief support opportunities. The Good Grief Drop-In Support Group will meet next Sunday, January 28th in the sanctuary. We will also offer a new Understanding Your Grief. It's a 12-week grief education and exploration group that starts mid-February 2024. Join Marcia Orr today in the chaplain room, the prayer chaplain room, for an informational session about this group anchored by the book, Understanding Your Grief. Marcia, would you stand so they know who you are? Thank you. Care Ministry meeting is scheduled Thursday, January 25th at 9:30 in the sanctuary. All are welcome. And see Rose Salcetti for more information. Small group ministry, Fillmore Mystics Group will meet on Thursday, January 25th at 2:30 p.m. at Vern and 2 o'clock. At Vern and Jarla's home. Do you want to wave or stand? If you would like to sign up for the Metaphysicals group, then please see Vern or Jarla. Please see the e-blast for more details. Then the Sacred Women's Circle. January Full Moon Drum Circle is scheduled Thursday, January 25th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall, and bring your drums. And the Sacred Women's Circle, the 2024 Vision Board project is scheduled for Saturday, January 27th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Fellowship Hall. Please RSVP to River Hansen. Reminder, you can find out more information on all of these activities in the weekly Unity e-blast newsletter and on the Unity Facebook page. And now, welcome to the Light on the Mesa.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory in each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Oh, surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Good morning. My name is Charlotte Wilson. I'm one of your prayer chaplains that I will be available along with Carol Crossley after the service today to be happy to pray with you, whether you're in a place of grievousness or joy. Any time is appropriate for prayer time, and we would love to offer that service to you. Also, written prayer requests can be placed in the prayer box in the lobby at any time. I'm going to read from the Daily Word today, and of all the words we could have picked, it is energetic, because that's how this service has started, right? Okay. So the word for today is, I smile as I watch children at play. Their boundless energy seems so natural, so effortless. When I want to reclaim this same zeal and enthusiasm for myself, I remember these divine gifts are already within me. Centered in this awareness, I feel renewed vitality. As I take care of my family, move through my workday, enjoy time with dear ones, or volunteer in my community, I engage it all with enthusiasm, and I feel my energy build. If I feel my enthusiasm faltering, I don't despair. Instead, I pause for a moment to feel the quickening energy of spirit, the divine life and strength that are flowing through me. As I am revitalized, the world feels new. I shimmer with energy and go about doing what I feel called to do. From Colossians 1:11, the scripture is, may you be made strong with all the strength that comes from his glorious power. And so it is.
feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I have embraced. And my heart is open by spirit and by grace. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I have embraced. And my heart is open by spirit and by grace. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. We are the power of love. We are the power of love.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Ken, and welcome back. How lucky we are to have such a powerful music ministry. You've heard me say it before. When we sing, we pray twice. So thank you for leading us in that effort, knowing that yours is a powerful ministry as well. Thank you, thank you. Well, good morning, beautiful people. As I've shared this morning, welcome to whatever season we're having today. Oh my goodness. So good to be with you. So good to see you after our gratitude pilgrimage, after our gratitude cruise. We had about 30 people in our immediate group that Rick and I were honored to work with and be with. We had about 100 people in the larger group with Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, one of my dearest friends, with Karen Drucker, a beautiful New Thought musician who's expanding into the broader market, as they say, with great grace and great support. So just wanted to say thank you to all of you for joining us energetically. You know, what we know is time and space are human constructs. So we may not have been physically together, and we continue to be one community, one voice, uplifting this message of positivity and oneness to the world. So thank you for that. So as we move into our service, as is our custom, we will spend Mark, I'm getting just a little feedback. Can you turn me down just a bit, please? We will spend just a few minutes in meditation, allowing ourselves to be fully present right here and right now. And as we enter into that time of connecting with that still small voice within, I invite you to consider this affirmation. Today, my life harmonizes with the song of one. Today, my life harmonizes with the song of one. So I invite you back into this space, relaxed, rested, rejuvenated, releasing the busyness of the day, allowing yourself to be fully present as that gorgeous and glorious, perfect expression of the divine showing up as you. And as the divine showing up in you, my friends, my question this day is, are you showing God a good time? Right? The God of my understanding, the higher power with whom I am absolutely connected, has a sense of humor and appreciates a good time as much as our human selves. So, recognizing we've all spent at least a few years on the planet, has anybody ever prayed? Has anybody ever done a prayer or something that you might categorize as prayer? Yeah? Good. That's good. And I have the great joy to sit with so many people. And occasionally, in having a conversation about prayer, I will hear somebody say, David, I've never prayed. David, I don't know how to pray. Well, I would also invite you to consider, as people on a spiritual path, we have all heard the phrase, if you never say anything in your life except thank you, that is enough. Has anybody ever said thank you? Yeah, your parents did good. So that is what we know, and that is the launching pad for our conversation today as we look at root and reboot. So that means we acknowledge our roots this time every year, our basis in unity. We talk about the Fillmores, Charles and Myrtle and Cora, and we talk about our teaching. We talk about our 5 principles. We talk about our 12 powers. Pick a number and we'll fill in some words around that for you. And as I was sharing with some of our guests today, our philosophy is, however you choose to access this philosophy, our principles, our teaching, that's perfect. If our beautiful music speaks to you, outstanding. When Marcia walked in today, she said, David, what is the song in your heart this day? And I'm like, oh, wow, a pop quiz. Okay. And I said, celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Because I took a sneak peek at our word for the day of energize and energy, and that's what spoke to me. So if you come for the music, if you come because you've received support from our extraordinary prayer chaplains, if you come because of the women's circle and the drumming on the solstice and wonderful times of year speaks to you, if you like that we honor all sentient beings and you love bringing your pet to our pet blessing, that's awesome. If you come because you love Donna and Jackie and Susan and the extraordinary meal that is prepared every week for us, my friends, God is in the food, and that's okay too. So whatever brings you here, you are welcome. And if prayer brings you here, that's awesome. If you appreciate our particular approach to prayer or treatment or spiritual mind treatment, whatever words you put around it, that's great. We're here to support you, as Charlotte said. Today, during the week, in written form, over the phone, I love my time with my prayer chaplain. I think she drew the short straw. And when Linda calls and she prays for me, that means the world to me. I love praying with people, and I love having people pray with me. So let's explore that a little bit. Let's unpack prayer a little bit and what that looks like and feels like to us. Many of you know that I spent some time in academia as well. So I love being in the heart space, I love being in the head space, and I love the time of being able to connect the two. When I'm in that headspace, sometimes I'll hear people talking about the body of knowledge or the canon, if you will, right? It is everything that has come together in literature, around religion, around art. It's the whole body of work, if you will. So sometimes we will hear about the Western canon of religion. And what that tells us is no disrespect to anybody or anything or any tradition. Those are the rules. That is what has been put forth, and that is the tradition that many people choose to follow. And we bless that, and we love that, and we honor that. And one of the many things that I love about unity, you've heard me say it before, when Charles Fillmore wrote out all of the principles of unity on a piece of paper in pencil, somebody questioned that, bless you. And they reached out and said, "Did you really write that?" And he wrote back to them in his own hand. And he said, "Yes, I did. And I reserve the right to change my mind tomorrow when I learn new information." That is what we mean by root and reboot. Charles was deeply rooted in principle, what he knew at the core of his being to be true. That's why we have the 5 principles of unity. And he was also really clear that if he continued to talk about that, if he continued to share only those things that he knows right now, ours would have been a dying tradition before it even got started. Right? So that is what we're talking about when we talk about reboot. So back to that canon discussion, the body of knowledge, the canon says that war is inevitable, that humans are selfish, that humans are going to be humans and survival of the fittest and Darwinism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what we know to be true is that every teaching, every thought contains some truth. And we get to bring our truth to that as well. We bless the people who may be in that space, and that is not the truth of the people in this space. That is not the truth of people who choose to be on a spiritual path. We're not making anyone wrong. We're simply saying that ours is a different way that we are inviting people into. So as we talk about this day then, that internal voice, as we talk about prayer, as we talk about our own connection with the divine, I offer 3 thoughts for you. The first is what we think about, we bring about. We know that. This is not new information to any of you. What we spend our time focusing on is what we attract. It's as simple as, I will tell you a story about yellow Volkswagens, and honest to God, on the way home, you'll see 4 yellow Volkswagens, right? What we think about, we bring about. And that's a very simple metaphor, and we know that to be true. So when we're thinking that I'm really having a tough week. The mortgage is due. The money hasn't come in yet. I'm waiting for something from my clients. I'm waiting for a payment. I'm in that place of, just really not trusting in this moment where I am. I'm feeling impoverished. We're going to bring in more of that impoverishment. And that is the challenge, right? That is the homework. That is the work of people of faith. So when you find yourself in that place of challenge, stop it. Change your mind, change your thinking. And of course, you hear the facetious tone there. And the invitation is to stop that thinking and change your mind. When I do something, when I take our beloved dog, our wisdom keeper, for a walk, and I slip on the ice and I take a tumble, and I go to that place of, good move, David. No. Let's get up. Let's move on with it. Let's know that the blood is flowing. There's no blood flowing outwardly. No bones are sticking out, and we're okay, right? I get to choose if I'm going to focus on how stupid I should have looked down and seen the ice, or I'm so glad to be able to spend time with my little guy, and he loves being outside. My friends, we always have a choice. We may not always like our choices, and we always have a choice. So, two of our friends and colleagues who joined us on the gratitude pilgrimage, Alan and Mike, they've been together 35 years. I think they've been legally married 10 or 15-ish. I was honored to perform their wedding in Los Angeles, and two guests of honor were Whoopi Goldberg and Meryl Streep. Now, they may have been guests of honor by their handprints in Grauman's Chinese Theater, but they were guests of honor. So it was Mike and Alan and me. I did their wedding. It was great. Alan and I worked together when I was the publisher of Science of Mind magazine. He was our business manager. And every staff meeting, every week, he would come in and read the Daily Word at the staff meeting for the Science of Mind magazine. I have to say, my ego was a little tweaked at first. I'm like, dude, we talk about oneness, but not that kind of oneness. And so I had a conversation with Alan. I said, Alan, tell me about the Daily Word. Tell me about the value you receive from subscribing to this publication. He said, David, I love it. He said, I always read our meditations in Science of Mind, and I always read the Daily Word because it's one word. It helps me focus. It provides a different framework. It helps me reset when I need to reset. Now, Alan just celebrated his 80th birthday at the end of December, and he still subscribes to the Daily Word. And when he got, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. God bless him. He's a dear friend and a mentor. When he and Mike got off of the cruise, he got a triple diagnosis pretty darn fast. He was diagnosed with COVID. He was diagnosed with E. coli, probably from something he ate on one of the ports in Mexico. And he was diagnosed with something else that's eminently curable. And he texted me, and he was in the hospital for a day, and he said, please pray for me, I know prayer works. And I said, absolutely. And, what do you want, what do you need in this moment? And he asked, and I prayed for him. Called him again last night. He's out of the hospital, he's doing great. He made this statement on the cruise, for those of you who were present, that he's ready for another 30 years. And so what that says to me is, back to my opening point, that Spirit has a sense of humor. We set an intention, we say something, we put something forward, and then my interpretation, nobody else's. Spirit kind of messes with us. Are you sure? Are you clear this is what you want, right? So Alan says, I'm 80 and I'm going to live to be 120, and if my friends die, I'll make new friends. And in that moment, Spirit says, what if you have COVID? And what if you have E. coli? And what if you might need a wheelchair for a moment, right? So we get to set the intention, and several things unlike it will appear. Have you experienced that in your life? Maybe with New Year's resolutions or New Year's intentions? My intention is to release, and I say release rather than lose, because if I lose weight, then I find it again. So my intention is to, right? My intention is to release some weight and let it go. Really? Before you're on a week-long cruise with 24-hour buffets? How about this? How about Eggs Benedict? How about brisket at every meal? How about Mexican food? And the good news is Rick and I don't drink, but for goodness sake, water was $8 a bottle, and So Spirit's yanking my chain, right? So we get to continue to be clear. We get to continue to say, I know it's in my highest and best to release some of that weight, to be more active, to eat more healthfully. So that is what we think about, we bring about. And when we allow ourselves to be in that place of openness and possibility, I call that the what if space. What if? What if Alan does live another 30 years? What is he going to call in and what is he going to create? What if you released the limitations that only you are setting on yourself? What if that perfect professional opportunity is looking for you as you're looking for it? What if you're complete with loneliness / being alone, however you choose to describe that? What if you dipped your toe just a bit deeper into this beloved community? What if you don't know the first thing about anything about quilting, and you talked to Susan and you showed up at the Scrappy Quilters? What if you're not a joiner, you're a man's man, and you reached out to Dawn and said, I'd like to hang out with you guys at the next men's group meeting? What if your loneliness is now a choice? You have a choice and you have options. The second thing I invite you to consider is the mental equivalent that you're creating in your meditation and in your prayer work. What are you calling in? We've had a bit of this conversation before when I said that I was sharing with my mentor, Dr. Roger Teal, that when I pray, I add this or something better, right? And he said, David, it sounds like you're trying to direct God. You're trying to tell God what to do. Well, I have an ego, but my ego isn't quite that big. I said, Roger, when I add this or something better, it's for me, it's not for God. So Rick and I shared with you, we're going to be moving down to the Springs shortly, and we're so looking forward to it, and the wheels are in motion, and we're very excited, and we're visioning about what our new house needs to look like. And we're talking about bedrooms, and we're talking about bathrooms, and we're talking about a backyard for our dog. So one of us doesn't have to walk him 6 times a day. We love him, and we don't want to be that fit. So we're in the process of visioning what we want our space to look like. And as I'm being with that, and Rick shares this with his Magical Life coaching clients all the time. What do you want the experience to feel like? What do we want our house to feel like? What do we want it to feel like when we walk in the front door? Do we want to feel safety? Do we want to feel security? Do we want to feel love? Do we want to feel that this is a space where we can entertain our beloved community? Do we want to feel joyful when we connect with our neighbors? Do we want easy access to the great outdoors? Do we want to feel the magnificence of the Purple Mountains majesty from our kitchen window, right? What do you want it to feel like? So mental equivalents are awesome, and maybe it's time to release some things you've been thinking about for a while that are no longer serving you. Or maybe it's time to expand on them. You are a child of the universe. You are that perfect child in whom God is well pleased. God is not a God of no. God is a God of yes. God is a God of infinite possibility. God is a God of, you are magnificent, and what can I do to support you on this day? So take a look at your race consciousness. Take a look at those beliefs. and see what you might be able to release and see what you might be able to expand. The third piece that I invite you into as a part of this process, and you know this, and I need and want you to know it at the core of your being. You are never alone. Repeat after me. I am never alone. I am never alone. And another one, God plus me is a majority. Again, God plus me is a majority. How does that feel? Empowering? Good. My inside voice says a little egotistical. And be with that this day. Meditate, feel it, lean into it. You are never alone. So Rick and I had the great good fortune to spend some time at the Chamonix at the new 350-room hotel in Cripple Creek the week between Christmas and New Year's. And the good news is the people are amazing, right? They're Coloradans, at least in this moment. How can they not be amazing? And everybody from start to finish was just perfect expressions of the divine in the most positive sense. And during one of the challenges that we were experiencing with opening a new 350-room hotel is that our room wasn't quite ready. They said, oh, we're so sorry. Here's a meal credit. Go get something to eat. We were like, awesome. So, anybody who knows my beloved knows that he enjoys gambling. And we had to walk through the casino to get to the restaurant. So we did, and we made it. We didn't win a ton. We didn't lose a ton. But we were sitting next to this other delightful being. She was about this far from us. And we struck up a conversation. And she is a school counselor from West Cliff, Colorado. Any of my Colorado folks familiar with West Cliff? I believe in the 2020 census, West Cliff clocked in at 434 people. It's a beautiful, beautiful place in our state and on our planet. And this woman was a high school counselor. And I shared something with her. I said, several years ago, my teenage nephew, who was a high school student in West Cliff, chose to leave the planet. He had a fight with his girlfriend and got the family shotgun, and his soul journey was on a different path. And our family decided to have his memorial service at the high school. And I have to tell you, it's a great honor for me to be in service in that way to so many families. And that was a tough one. Because it's family, of course, you all understand that. And because it's a young person. Of many of my growing edges, one of them is parents should never have to bury a child. It's not the natural order. So for all who have experienced that, my heart continues to be with you in a growing opportunity for me. So anyway, doing the service in the high school gymnasium, the whole town is there, all of his classmates, the whole school, and I invited all of these young people, right, because they're the ones who the service was for, to take out their cell phones. I said, please take out your phones. And they were looking at me a little skeptical. I'm an old guy inviting them to take out their phones. I said, I want you to text somebody. What? We don't get invited to text in school, let alone in church. I said, yeah, y'all are going to send a text today. I said, pull up one person from your address book, from your directory, and text them this message. I love you. And I want to see 8 letters on your screen. I don't want emojis. I don't want numbers. I want love to be spelled L-O-V-E. Okay, so this isn't school after all. I want you to text, I love you, to one person. So they entered it, and then I see the eyes, and I'm like, yeah, send it. So they all send I love you to one person. And that was the first and only time I've invited people to send text messages as part of a celebration of life. And this woman that we're sitting with in the restaurant said, David, I was at that service, and I remember that, and I can't tell you the number of conversations that enabled for these young people, whether they were texting the person next to them, whether they were texting their grandparents, whether they were texting Tanner, their friend who just died. She said, by inviting people into that space of not being alone, right? And that's in that place, it was you love somebody and somebody loves you. My whole point was making that connection for them. You don't have to do this alone. You love somebody and somebody loves you. So that's what I invite you into on this day, my friends. You're not doing this alone. That is why we are here. That is the whole part and parcel, point and purpose of this beloved community. We are here for you. We are here for each other. You are never alone. So what I wanted to share with you then, back to that earlier point around the race consciousness, the body of knowledge, what we all know to be true, very much in quotes. I've been reading Science, Superstition, and Common Sense. And the quote that speaks to me is, war will cease, not when God decides this for us, but when enough people know that it is no longer desirable and steadfastly maintain their position. From communion with Spirit, man will come to perceive the deeper reality, the broader sharing in human experience. As another one of my sages and wisdom keepers, John Lennon, more succinctly put it, all we are saying, is give peace a chance. And you might remember, he initially started that, he and Yoko Ono were doing their bed in 1969, where they were staying in bed, basically in a display window for 8 days. All we're saying is give peace a chance. So in closing, I just want you to consider a story from medieval days that a citizen was arrested for doing something horribly wrong, and he was taken to the castle and dragged down into the dungeon and thrown into the dungeon, and the door was slammed behind him, and clearly not a bright future. And the dungeon keeper would come every day, give him his bread, give him his water, slam the door again, come back the next day, same bread, same water, slam the door again. 20 years went by. The guy is marking on the wall, as we've all seen in the movies. And he says, I'm not getting out of here, and I'm not going to live this way. And I don't have the courage to take my own life. So the next time the jailer comes in, big, burly, stereotypical, right? The next time the jailer comes in, I'm going to attack him, and then he will kill me in self-defense. I'll be out of my misery. He won't have to worry about me anymore. So this is a really long day as he's contemplating all of this and the whole scheme of things. And so he thinks about how the jailer walks in and what hand the pitcher of water is in and what hand the bread is in and how he can attack him without really hurting him. And then, he's planning out this whole scenario. So he's counting out the paces and he's walking out the steps and he's bending over to do something and he hits the door and the door opens. In the 20 years that he had been imprisoned, the door was never locked. Where are you imprisoned in your own mind, my friends? Where might it be the simple changing of a thought where you can set yourself free? Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for leaning into this community. And this is your work. This is what you get to do. He was only imprisoned by his own belief. This day, may your change of thinking set you and your beliefs free. Join me in prayer. How magnificent it is to know, to understand that we can communicate with our interpretation of the divine anywhere, anytime, any place, and that the results are always guaranteed, that Spirit is always saying yes, that the universe is always conspiring for our good. So if I have not prayed before, God doesn't care. Ours is not a God of animosity. Ours is not a God of record keeping. Ours is a God of grace. Ours is a God of openness and kindness and great love. So if you have prayed, and perhaps you're feeling as though your prayers haven't been answered, maybe it's not a no. Maybe it's a not yet. So I'm grateful that we continue in our direct communication with our own interpretation of the divine, whatever she or he or it or they may look like or feel like, it is perfect. Because your God and my God are one God. So I bless each and every person in the sanctuary, in our Zoom room, all who may hear this service, in knowing that yes, everyone knows how to pray, that yes, there may be more to learn, and we do so with great joy, with tremendous anticipation, with wonderful energy, and most of all, with beauty, perfection, and great love. And I simply say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for all of these extraordinary beings that make up Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies. This beautiful and perfect gathering of people, in person and online, will never take place again. So I'm grateful for the time, the energy, the effort, the spirit, the questions, the answers, the connection, and the great heart love. So I simply release. I release, I let go, I allow it to be. And together, we anchor this together by saying, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. So now, when we say, let's pray together, maybe we have a few more options. I would invite us now into that time of giving where we are spiritually fed. What we know is that we are constantly in the flow, and how beautifully some of us were reminded of that being on the open seas for 7 days, right? We were in the flow. We gave and we received and we were open and we were rested and we were nourished, just as our intention for this community every week. So thank you. Thank you for your gifts of time, of talent, of treasure. We take that very seriously, and we bless you in your generosity, knowing your gifts are returned to you manyfold. If you'll join me, please, in our affirmation of abundance. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
sing to the world its perfect melody. Give agape love that I feel in my heart. Spirits moving in it. Spirits dancing in you. Spreading peace and joy to make the world new. You give agape love that you feel in your heart. Spirits dancing in you. Let spirit flow through your heart and soul. The more you give, the more it overflows. Let go and let God, let your love grow. Then pass it around, gonna let everybody know that Spirit's moving in me. I'm gonna sing to the world its perfect melody. Give agape love that I feel in my heart. Yeah, Spirit's moving in me. Ooh, sing it now. Spirit's moving in me. Yeah, Spirit's moving in me. One more time now, sing it well. Spirit's moving in me.
So that was written by Ken Jansen.
Yeah.
Any relation?
Yeah. We're kind of tight.
You have all that and original music. Bless you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
So this day we bless being in the flow. We bless the generosity and the kindness of so many of this beloved community, online and in person. All is well. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is. Wowzers. And so this is the point, my friends. For those who are new, we do a blessing for the children every week. We bless the children of this community, creating that race consciousness, right? Creating the mental equivalent that they know they are welcome here, and we bless the children of the world. So if you would please join me. Let's rub our hands together, get that energy flowing, state our affirmation together. You are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine beings you are.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God.
And as our children, so too for each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you. And as we move toward the close of this service, again, thank you for being here. Please join us for our fellowship potluck. It's smelling amazing. I better hurry up. And know that you are blessed this day and every day. If you would please join us in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God protects us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And just one more point, my friends. I just wanted to thank Marlene Milner for offering our meditation this morning. I wanted to bless Reverend Rose for a speedy recovery for some minor surgery. You are both such blessings to this community. We are grateful for your service. Go in power. Go in peace. Please stand as you choose.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that's meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be all about. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Really? Mark? Mark turned me off.